Anything you don't like about the game so far? That's a good question.
That's all.
And what
Before we
could I do?
begin, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Anyway,
Farewell.
Something I don't like. Well, I've complained about Mutt sometimes getting in the way. And I think that that's a pretty big complaint of mine. Like, I feel like it would not be... I don't think blood glows in the dark. But I don't think it'd be difficult to just... What up? To just make it so... Oh yeah, it's definitely a good sign. And this is absolutely a nitpick, right? But I definitely don't think it's a good thing when the companion NPCs are always getting in the way and bumping into you.
Silly doggy.
God bless.
I definitely think that they looked at KCD1 and went, okay, how can we improve on literally every aspect? And they did so. The alchemy is better, it's faster. Like, in KCD1, right? KCD1, you're doing alchemy. You pick up some herbs, and you go to the mortar, and you go. Yep, I think that's done. And in this one, the same exact action is... Yep, I think that's done. And while you understand where they're coming from with making it so long, at the same time it gets to a point where it's like, gameplay first. Realism is important for this type of game because they want realism to matter. But gameplay is also very important. You cannot just have boring realism, right? Because if you just do the realism bit, eventually people get sick of it. But if you make realism in a way that's, you know, fun, it feels much better. Amazing demonstration. Thank you. Thank you. Still want some Frankfurt steel, but... Bork, bork, bork! Let me see. I think it's also a bit simpler. It's not necessarily simpler. It's tighter. It's better.
You silly doggy.
So, used to be... when you fight... So, you pull out the sword, right? Let me go in here. Where I can't hurt anybody. So, I've got a sword right now, right? This is the same, right? Out of combat. Same thing, right? But, and this is the important thing. It used to be when you had somebody selected, you'd lock on, and there would be 5 directions from which you can attack. So up, actually 6. So you could go from up, sides, down, from left and right, and then you could be stabbing, right? And then you'd have another button to block. Now, you've got 4 directions, so up, left, right, and then down is stab. So you can only stab when you're using swords or polearms. You cannot stab when you're using heavy weapons, which are axes and maces. But when you're using polearms, you also can't do overheads. You can only do side to side and stab. So if I'm using this in combat, I can stab. I can attack from both sides. I cannot make overheads. Makes sense. Another change that they made is that now the Master Strikes are not just a perfect block. It used to be that it was.
Just watch where you're going next time.
You're in my way. It used to be you could just do a perfect block, and that would automatically do a Master Strike. And this kind of meant that combat, especially against multiple opponents, was
What are you here for,
extremely
friend?
tedious, right? Because it basically meant that
What do you
you
have for-
were stuck waiting for enemies to take swings at you so that you could, you know, respond with your own master strikes, rather than being able to just attack, which is what you want to do. You want to attack, especially against multiple opponents. You don't want to just stand there and wait. And so now they changed it, so instead of just a perfect block, you actually need to attack in the opposite direction. So if somebody's attacking you from the right, you attack from the left. And that immediately does the master strike, so long as you do it at the correct timing.
Let's talk about the...
Sure.
Do we have a deal?
Wait. Aye. Thank you. And a good day to
Oh, and this is, in my opinion, the best change that they made. So it used to be that when you were fighting enemies, especially multiple enemies, one guy would be in front of you with his sword up, not attacking or just blocking, and then you'd have 2 or 3 other guys whose entire fighting style was basically this. And by doing this on you, they would drain your stamina and knock you around so you couldn't fight back. And I cannot stress enough how frustrating it is to be fighting one guy and have 3 other dudes just... It was infuriating. It made group fights so fucking annoying. And so, in this game, they completely fixed that. Enemies do not suddenly just unlock and start running at you. They will stay locked on, they will try to circle around you, they won't sprint to do so, but you can't do so either, right? But you can unlock much more easily by holding the sprint button, and you don't sprint because you're in combat, but you do move, you walk freely, right? And it's much more convenient. Overall, the game's a lot better. I hope my demonstration was informative. I want that. Women in my KDC. Enough of this woke nonsense. Okay, but I will actually say one thing. They made the women very, very nice looking in this game. Like, the women look very nice. A lot of medieval games make the women look not that pretty, and in this one they're pretty. So I approve of the women in KCD. What? Why am I over encumbered? The fuck just happened? Materials.
Greetings.
There's also an Indian. He's not Indian. He's Arab, Arabic.
God, this is killing me.
You can tell the difference because this guy went to school.
You just keep
Ah, that's
bargaining.
crazy.
What is it you need?
That is a crazy fucking thing to say. That wasn't the Arab that everybody was mad about. And to be fair, nobody was mad about that. It was literally just 2 YouTube grifters trying to cause drama for views because their channel is dying. Meanwhile, and I'm talking shit, but it's like my channel ain't even alive, so maybe I should be trying to start drama with devs. I'm sure that would work. Oh, you trying to scrap?
You're a dead man!
Am I now?
Ah!
Go on, take a swing, pissy. Alright, next. But yeah, see,
Fucking cowards!
as you can see, this is for thrusting, this for striking,
Mercy!
and this... Yeah. The combat feels a lot better to me. No way these guys have anything of use other than the money in their pouches.